Very good morning. Very good morning to all participants. Our guest of honor, Dr. Dada Saib Karunjule from Government Polytechnic, Head of the Department, Dr. Kishore Kale, and Dr. Nautar sir. Now I request uh, HOD, Dr. KB Kale sir, to welcome our guest. Kale sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Please continue.
Yeah. Good morning, one and all. On behalf of Dr. Vittal Rao K. Patil College of Engineering, Department of Mechanical Engineering, I heartily welcomes one and all for this particular webinar. Department has started webinar series from 18th June in this academic year 2021-22 and scheduled to have at least one webinar fortnightly. The aim of the webinar is to connect the alumnus of the department as well as the personnels from industry and academia to share their experiences. As a part, we have started with our first webinar on 18th June 2021 with our alumni, Mr. Kedar Kulkarni, Baxter International Bangalore. He delivered his first webinar on skills matter more than degrees. So, as a part of this today's webinar, I heartily welcomes Dr. Dadasaheb Karamzali from Government Polytechnic Ahmednagar, who had a wide experience in his academia. So he will be talking about his interested topic on intellectual property rights. So, Karunjal sir, on the behalf of department as well as institute, I heartily welcomes you to this webinar, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope all the students and participants will get the information about the what is the IPR is and how it is to be executed. So once and all, I welcome everybody to this particular seminar, webinar or seminar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So now today we have with us Dr. Dadasaheb Baban Rao Karanjule. He is working as senior lecturer in mechanical engineering at Government Polytechnic Ahmednagar. He is workshop superintendent and chairman of Government Polytechnic Employee Cooperative Society, advisor for student chapter of Institution of Engineering, Government Polytechnic Ahmednagar. He is assistant governor, past president and past secretary of Rotary Club of Ahmednagar. He is basically a mechanical engineering graduate and then completed his master degree with design as specification. He has completed his PhD in mechanical engineering from Savitribai Phule Pune University and MBA in manufacturing management from Nasik. Currently, he is pursuing LLB from Pune University. He has 14 years of experience in field of technical education and 4 years of industrial experience. Sir has owned 3 patents. He has published 12 papers in reputed at national level and 8 at international level. He has written a book chapter with Springer Publication. He is working as reviewer with 6 reputed publishers. He has participated in 15 workshops, completed 25 training programs, and delivered more than 60 talks. He has excellent academic records throughout his educational career, holding top from first standard to master degree. He is member of professional bodies like Institute of Engineer, Indian Society for Technical Education, and has in-depth knowledge of various mechanical softwares like ANSYS, ProE, SolidWorks, Hypermesh, etc. He has honored more than 15 awards so far, including Promising Engineering Awards from Institution of Engineering, Star of India Award, Yuva Award, Best Teacher Award, Surya Ratna Award, etc. So now I request sir to proceed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would like to thank to the management as well as principal, head of the department, my dear friend Nothar sir, that is dean, then all the staff members and all the students of Padma Shri Dr. Vittal Rao Vikhe Patil College of Engineering, Ahmednagar, for giving me this opportunity to share my views about a very interesting topic that is known as intellectual property. Is the screen visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
once again, thanks for giving me this opportunity. I will share my experiences with you people because I am not an expert in this field. As already most of the people says that doctors and lawyers, they does practice till the end of their life. That means even if they have an experience of 20 or 25 years, but still they say that practicing in that particular area or particular domain. Likewise, we have also some knowledge about this intellectual property, and that knowledge should be shared with our students and with our staff so that it can be percolated into the society. It's not necessary that everybody should go to the border for fighting for nation. So whenever we have some time, that is some time for ration, some time for nation. So when we say about this, we have to contribute as a human being for the society in a different way. You can serve our society by your knowledge, by your givings, by your contribution in a different manner. So in today's presentation or today's lecture or today's session, we will have some introduction about the intellectual property, why it is necessary, the classification of different properties that are part of the intellectual properties with their detailed information, comparison among them, conclusion, and there are some annexures related to how the patents can be filed by our team that is called as the committee members. Now, introduction. As a result of industrial revolution, there is a rapid development in the science and technology and culture. So if we see in the industry, there is a recent developments, and day by day there is a changes in each and every field in industry. And as academician, we are lagging behind, and there is always gap between the industry and academics. So we have to bridge this gap, and we must be updated with the recent technologies. The different properties like patents, copyright, trademark, and industry design, these are called as the intellectual property. So the four types, that means patent, copyrights, trademark, and industrial design, they are called as the intellectual property. The word intellect is related to your brain. So whatever things that you have developed by applying your brain, applying your knowledge, applying your skill, that comes under the intellectual property. These property are different from other because you cannot predict their value, and you cannot say the certainty and uncertainty regarding them. So a value of one patent cannot be judged. Likewise, a value of car can be decided or determined. Unlike that, the value of a single patent you cannot predict. So that's why it has utmost importance in the society. Now, for the development of any country, it may be economically, socially, scientifically, culturally, somebody must be encouraged because there should be some promotion things. So as far as our staff is concerned, so whenever the committee like NBA or NAC comes to visit our institute, they ask the staff, how many patents do you have? How many publications do you have? Likewise, for the students, suppose somebody goes for a master's degree abroad. In his interview, he might be asked, how many publications do you have? Likewise, there should be some promotions for this development. So it can be in a different way. So the inventor who have applied his knowledge, he must be given some legal protection, and this legal protection comes under the intellectual property. So intellectual property means the monopoly or the legal coverage or legal umbrella to the person who have developed something new, and he must be get the returns in his knowledge. So if we see the properties, we know that private, tangible, intangible, and public, these are different types of property. Intangible, there are some two types like movable and immovable. Movable property means that the property which can be moved from one place to another. Immovable means it cannot be moved. But we are interested into the intangible property, and in which the intellectual property comes. So intellectual is a type of intangible property that cannot be physically touched, that cannot be seen, but it will be working very hard. So the copyrights, patent, these are the different types of intellectual properties. Once again, the classification: industrial property and literacy property. So patents, trademark, and industrial design, as well as the design layouts, that comes under the industrial property. And in patent, there are two types, that is process and product patent. So as far as the patents is concerned, we do have some product in our hand, and it must be protected. And in another way, there are some processes that must be protected. So as patents are concerned, I will share one example. That suppose somebody is working to find out a new ventilator in this pandemic situation. So some person from UK Patel College of Engineering, they have invented one model for that patent, and somebody from College of Engineering Pune, they have also invented a model for ventilator. Both can be patented because they are the two products, but there must be some differences among these two products. Even if they have the same name of ventilator, but their material might be different, their cost might be different, their claims might be different, so their performance might be different, their efficiencies might be different. So in this way, the same model can be patented by two people, but there must be something different among them. So why it is necessary for going for the patents? Because it sets your business apart from the competitor. So whatever you have invented, that will be new in the world, and it will be make your business separate from your competitors. That can be sold as a license, and it can generate the revenue from that. So suppose you have developed one ventilator, you can sell that to the particular industry, and you can earn a revenue from them. Then it will be a new invention or innovation to the technology world. Then it can be used for the marketing and branding, as well as it can be kept as a security for loans. And at the end, that you will be giving the fruits of your invention. So whatever maybe the invention you have invented, that will be a feather to your cap that yes, these people have invented something new in this world. Now, if we define about the patent, it is the exclusive right to use or exercise on an invention granted to the person for a certain time period. So whatever may be invented, that has been given a privilege as well as the authority by a certain government organization called as a patent office, and this instrument or this granting is known as patent. So whatever the things you have invented, it must be governed by the government authorities, and that gives you the permission or the license, and this license is called as a patent. Sir, is it fine now? Speed and everything?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So in short, patent is the license issued by the government authority with the right to use or sell to the third person. So it is one type of license given by the government authority, and it is issued by the patent and trademark office. So in our mind, there might be a thing that who gives this authority. So the office called as a patent and trademark office for Maharashtra, it is situated at Mumbai, and in Mumbai, it is at the Antop Hill area in Mumbai. So as far as the patent offices in India are concerned, for filing our Indian patent, there are 4 metropolitan cities: Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, and Mumbai. These are the 4 metropolitan cities in India where these patent and trademark offices are situated. For as far as Maharashtra is concerned, for Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, all these territorial states, they have the office of patent and trademark office in Mumbai at the Antop Hill. So as we know that in India, the people will listen to only law. So Indian Patent Act 1970, it was developed, and that regulates the granting, the operative time period, and the revocation as well as infringement related to the patent. So as we know that people do not listen in India. When there is some law, then when there is some IPC, Indian Penal Code, then people will listen. So we can see that suppose MPSC exam is there. So we know that during that exam, the collectorate or superintendent of police declare IPC 144, so that not more than 5 people will come together. That means what? If the exam is there, it should be our binding that during that exam period, nobody should be come together, or the exam should be in a health-free environment. But still, we have to apply the law. Why? Because Indian people do not listen. Likewise, when the patent comes, somebody has developed his idea, somebody has taken efforts, he has taken a lot many skills and knowledge applied for producing one patent, that may be product or that may be process, but somebody might take his knowledge and information and he may misuse that. So in Indian Patents Act 1970, there is some provisions to cover his patent or his license, and there are some provisions for the penalties who are misusing that. So it is called as a infringement of the patent. So in 1970 Act of Indian Patent, there are so many provisions. Now one question comes in our mind, that is, what is patentable? So there are three conditions. We call it as the 3 steps. First, novelty, that means it should be unique and new. Then non-obviousness, there should be nothing obvious about that patent and it should be useful to the society. So new and unique. So just I mentioned one example of ventilator. If somebody is making ventilator, but he should prove that the ventilator he has designed, he has developed is unique, it is new, and it is different from other ventilators that are available in the market. So any small idea that can be patentable, but it should be passed through these 3 tests. That means novelty, non-obviousness, and usefulness. Non-obviousness means if somebody says that I have got a glass of water and if I pour sugar in that, it will make a sweet. So it is the obvious thing that if we pour sugar into the water, it will be a sweet drink. So it will be not like that. That should be non-obvious thing. And third, it should be useful to the society. So whatever may be the outcomes coming out of that patent, it should be useful to the society. So just I mentioned the ventilator. If you have developed a new ventilator, it should be useful to the society in this pandemic condition. So the 3 tests, that is novelty, non-obviousness, and useful to the society, that is a patentable thing. So in industry, we have one word, you might have seen or you might have heard this word, that is called as a Kaizen. So Kaizen is the thing but a small improvement in the process or in the product. So whatever may be the industrial process going on, if you have applied your knowledge, if you have think about something and you have done some work on that and you have improved the productivity, the production over there, so it will be the Kaizen for a particular process or product. So similarly, there should be one product or process, and if it is passes through these 3 steps, then it can be patentable. Now the process of patent. So once you have idea, suppose I have seen that there are so many ideas in your mind. So I will say that somebody is working on robotics, somebody is related to the iPhone technology, somebody might be working on magnetic elevation, somebody says that I have interest in 3D printing technology, somebody is interested in GPS, somebody says that I have interest into the Bluetooth technology, some is interested for quadcopter drone. So there are so many ideas in your mind. So if you stick up with one idea and you come to know that this much is research related to this idea, and now I have this in my mind and I have to apply for the patent. So these are the 6 steps for applying to the patent. One is submission of application. So you have to apply that this is my invention and I have to apply for the patent. Now examination of your application. So whatever may be application you have written, then the examination takes place. That means whether this work has been previously happened or not. So in another word, you can say it as a literature survey. So if somebody has done the work similar to you, that means the patent cannot be filed because it should be new and unique. That is very important. It should be unique. Then advertisement of acceptance of complete specification. So if you have the complete specification, what the work you have completed, then you can submit the specification, and then the patent office gives the advertisement that this person has invented this. If somebody has any right or any objection related to that, they may contact the patent office. I can say in Marathi की ज्यावेळेस आपल्याला एखादी खरेदी घ्यायची असते पहा, बऱ्याच पेपर मध्ये जाहीर नोटीस असते की गट नंबर 42 मधील चतुश्रेमा पूर्वेस पश्चिमेस दक्षिणेस उत्तरेस अशी मालमत्ता ही मी खरेदी करणार आहे. जर या मालमत्ते संबंधात कोणाला काही हितसंबंध असतील तर त्यांनी माझ्या वकिलाशी संपर्क साधावा, अन्यथा ही मालमत्ता निर्जोखीम आहे असं समजून 8 दिवसामध्ये ती रेडी होईल आणि त्यानंतर मात्र कोणाचंही काही म्हणणं ऐकून घेतले जाणार नाही, अशी आपण जाहीर नोटीस बऱ्याच पेपरला पाहिजे असते पहा. सो इट इज लाईक दॅट if somebody says that no, this is my work, and there should be chance for the allegation of that particular person, so it comes under the opposition to the grant of patent. So if somebody says that it is my work, so both parties have to sit in front of the patent officers and they have to prove that how the work is unique or belonging to the particular person. So that is called as a hearing of the parties. And finally, once the hearing comes, then it will be the granting and sealing of the patent. So finally, the granting and sealing of the patent takes place. So there are different forms, form number 1 to form number 30. At the end of this presentation, I will show how the different forms are there and how one by one form is filled for getting the submission of application till the granting of the patent. Now, just I mentioned that there should be some legal provision for the offences related to the patent. So if somebody is contravention of secrecy directions under section 35, then there is an imprisonment up to 2 years or fine or both. If somebody is falsification of entry in the register under section 119 of the Patents Act 1970, then there might be an imprisonment of 2 years or fine. If unauthorized claim of the patent is done by somebody, then under section 120 of the Patents Act, there will be fine up to rupees 1 lakh. Some wrongful use of the words in the patent office is committed by somebody, then under section 121, there will be imprisonment up to 6 months or fine or both. So in this way, if we make any offense related to the patent, there is a provision in the law for the punishment if the falsification is done by somebody. So this is very fine that somebody has taken a real effort. His effort must be protected, and there is a provision in the law for such protection. Now coming to the second intellectual property, that is called as a trademark. So you know that the trademark is a visual symbol, and this symbol is the service mark, and it identifies which good is better and which is not. So the Trademark Act in 1940, which has amendments in the year 1999, it provides the legal protection. So as we know that there are different forms of trademark like brand, letters, labels, numericals, symbols, container, shape of good, packing, devices, etc. So these are used for the customers so that the customers will be get aware from the confusingly similar mark. So you might have seen that for Maruti Suzuki vehicles, there is a S mark. Then for Bajaj, there is a B mark. Then for ICICI, there is one symbolic word. Then for Tata, there is a T. So why? Because this trademark or this service mark will make the customers aware that this product is of a real quality product. And you know that there are in market some people who disuse the customers. So you know that suppose USA mark is there. So you say that USA is the United States of America, but some people misuse this USA from by making the faulty products like Ulhasnagar Sindhi Association. So what happens? They are misusing this branded name, and for that the people who will get confused, and that's why the trademark or service marks are provided so that the customers will get the differentiation between the two similar products or similar good, and they will come to know that which will be the quality product. So that's why the trademark symbols are very much useful. There are also some provision in the law like falsifying the applied trademark. So somebody is using the branded name trademark for his product that is a low quality or local product, then minimum imprisonment of 6 months and maximum of 3 years. Then selling the goods or providing services up to which the false trademarks are used under section 104, there is also provision for 6 months and up to 3 years as well as fine also. Then removal of the piece or goods under section 81, there might be fine up to 1,000 rupees. So I mean to say that if you are misusing these things, there will be punishment for that. And if you have a good quality product, then you can go for the trademark or service mark so that the customers will come to know that your product is received by them in a good manner. Coming to the third intellectual property, that is known as copyright. So you know that you have done Xerox of all these books. So it is also not legal that you are making the Xerox without the permission of publisher or author. So Copyright Act 1957 that protects the author from the unlawful reproduction or exploitation of his work. So whatever may be the things he has taken with lot many efforts, you are using unlawful reproduction. Making Xerox is also a reproduction, and it is unlawful because you are not taking the permission of author or the publisher. Then the authors, composer, artists, designers, we know that they take a lot many effort for making the original work, and in that case you are making the copyright of their product without their permission. So that is the loss of those people who have taken a lot many efforts. Now the different matters like literacy work, musical work, drama, choreography, pictorial graphics, cultural work, motion picture, sound recording, architecture work, all these comes under the Copyright Act. So if we say that related to musical work, so you know that suppose Ajay Atul have done a fantastic music for one Marathi movie, and in Sairaj, and you know that this music or these rhythms are taken by some other persons without their permission. That is also the Copyright Act's. He has not followed the Copyright Act rules. Choreography, somebody is making dance, then sound recording, etc., or some drama like Janta Raja is there. So whatever may be the things they have done, they have taken lot many efforts, and without their permission, if somebody is making the infringement of the Copyright Act, he must be get the punishment, and that is the provision in the Act. Again, how can we copyright? So for that, the registration is done under section 44 to 50. Then the register of your copyright, whatever may be the things you have written, you might have written one book, or you might have written some poems, you have done some drama or some movie story, etc. So, so whatever may be the things you have invented, that must be registered. The entries in the register, then the inspection forms, and finally you will get the copyright registration for the particular invention. Again, there is some provision in the Act under section 63. If somebody is infringing or abetting the infringement, then 6 months imprisonment or a fine up to 50,000 to 2 lakh rupees. Then under section 63A, suppose second time you are doing that thing, then imprisonment from 1 year to 3 years, and fine from 1 year to 1 lakh to 2 lakh. So under a different section, there are provision in the Act for the punishment. Coming to the last intellectual property, that is called as industrial design. So you know that there, suppose we have started one unit related to the manufacturing of Bisleri bottles. So that bottle have unique shape. Your bottle is having unique shape. It might be its height, it might be its diameter, it might be the perforation on it. So it will be unique. It will not match with any other product. So that's why your design is a unique, and it must be protected under the Design Act 1911, which have amendment in the year 2000. So whatever may be your product, that product must be protected under the Design Act. The same procedure: submission of your application, acceptance, objection, or refusal. Suppose you have said that this bottle is my design, and it is I want to do for the industrial design. Then in that case, suppose there are objection, that means similar dimension is with any one product, then you will be given a chance for the removal of objection. That means you have to alter the dimensions of that particular design. Then finally the decision of the government takes place. That means the office takes related to that, and finally your design will be registered. So this is the comparison of patent, copyright, trademarks, and design, where the right can be protected by which person, the time period for particular case, then who can register, the inventor, that is who is the first inventor, he can register. The commercial use can be used by the owner of that particular patent, copyright, trademark, or design, and the remedies for infringement can be taken in the civil or administrative courts. Then coming to the conclusion part, intellectual property rights are the monopoly that grants the holders the privilege for the exclusive exploitation. So that means what? His work must be protected. Now let's see some patents that we have filed. So in this particular patent, this is related to the determination of optimal reduction ratio for least spring back during cold drawing of the seamless tubes. So this is related to my PhD work. Here in patent office, there are certain numbers. So 12 number indicates the publication, 19 number indicates the country code, that is India. Then 21 number indicates the application number. Then here 71 number indicates the name of applicants. Then 72 indicates the name of inventors, and the 57 indicates the abstract. So whatever may be the abstract, that is the brief summary of your work. So it is related to the spring back effect during cold drying process. So somebody have invented the same thing, that is spring back in cold drying process, but the abstract might be different, because in abstract whatever will be things we have done, that will be different. And apart from that, there are claims. So I can claim that this will make the benefit of the company in this way. So that will be the implications to the industry or implications to the society, and that claim might be different from my claim and others claim, even if we are working on the same theme. So just I mentioned that somebody is making ventilator, and you people also are working on the ventilator. So the two ventilators have something different, and that's why it makes the uniqueness in the particular domain. This is second patent. So once again, the two numbers, that is 19 is country code, 54 is the name of the invention. So invention was an investigation of spring back in a rectangular section seamless tube during the cold drying. 71 indicates the name of applicant, 72 indicates the name of inventor, and 57 is the abstract. So that abstract is, even if somebody is working on the spring back in rectangular section seamless tube, but this abstract might be different for the people who are working on the same domain, as well as the number of claims. I have claimed the 4 claims that the spring back will be minimum, this dimension will be like this, then this will reduce the production of defective parts by this percentage. So these are my different claims, and that claims might be different for the others who are working on the same domain. This is the third patent. So I have also invented one formula that is called as a cubic equation. So those people who are aware of the synthetic division to find out the roots of any equation, this is the cubic equation: t cube minus 125t minus 52500 equal to 0. So if I take this 52500 on right hand side, the equation will be t cube minus 125t is equal to 52500. So as far as this equation is concerned, till this moment there are one method called as the trial and error method. So by trial and error method, we put the value of t. Trial, we take one trial and we minimize the error, that is trial and error method. So if we put the first iteration t is equal to 10, then 10 cube minus 125 to 10, that is equal to not equal to 52500. So this first iteration is not working. So suppose we go for second iteration, that is t is equal to 30. Then 30 cube minus 125 into 30, it gives 23,250. But right hand side is 52,500. So this iteration also do not work. Then we take t is equal to 35. Then 35 cube minus 125 into 35, it gives 38,500. But right hand side is 52,500. So again, left hand side is not equal to right hand side. Then we take the next iteration, t is equal to 40. It gives 53,000, but right hand side is 52,500. So that means the error has been minimized. But you will see that this t equal to 45 goes beyond the right hand side. So that means our answer is little bit lesser than this 40. So we will take t is equal to 38. It gives 50,122, and right hand side is 52,500. That means the answer is close to 38. So again, we have to take the trial and minimize the error. But exact answer, it is very difficult to find. So I have invented one formula for this: t cube minus 125t minus 52500. If we compare this equation with a cube minus bt minus c, then here the coefficient a is 1, the coefficient b is 125, and coefficient c is 52500. So the formula is t is equal to cube root of c into b plus c. So if we put cube root of the value of c is 52500 into b value is 125 plus whatever may be the answer, plus take 5 to 500 addition, and once again take the cube root of this, you will get t is equal to 38.52. So this is the exact answer by our formula. But my dear friends, whenever the computer programs are there, whenever such formulas are there, some military applications are there, some agricultural things are there that are most useful to the society, so these cannot be patented. So this is the crunch behind that such formulas or computer programmings cannot be patented. Now coming to how to apply for the patent. So there are various forms and the fee structure. So we will go through this also. Is the screen visible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So whenever we have some inventions in our hand, then we will have to apply for the form number 1. So form number 1 is the application for grant of patent. So application number, filing date. This is very important. Filing date means what? Suppose somebody have worked on the same thing. Then if your date of filing is earlier, then your claim is strong. Or suppose somebody has taken or stolen your study material or your patent material, and if he has claimed, then his date is suppose after your date, then your date will be considered as a strong evidence for the opposition purpose. Then the amount of fee I will show at the end, how much fee we have to pay. Then applicant's reference, type of applications, whether it is ordinary convention, then the full name of the applicant, his nationality, then full address, then natural person, then who are the inventors for that. So everything, the title of invention. Suppose this title of invention is the ventilator you have designed. The title may be same for so many patents, but your claims, your abstract, your working methodology, your findings, that might be different. So this is the form number 1, which is related to the submission of your application. And finally, you have to declare that this invention is of mine and it is not taken from anybody else, and you have to declare that this invention is invented by you, and finally you have to sign at the end. So this is the form number 1, that is called as the application. So as far as we consider that, whenever we go for the interview, then you write the application to the principal for the post of lecturer. Likewise, for the patent office, you apply that this is the invention invented by me, and please consider this invention. So that is the called as the form number 1. Next, form number 2. So this form number is the provisional or complete specification. So I will suggest that if you have some data with you, that is called as the provisional specification of any product or process invented by you, you can apply directly for that unless and until you have to wait for the final result. Because if somebody is working on the same domain and he might claim before you, that's why you can take the permission that these are my provisional specification, and I will submit the complete specification in due course of time. So the title of invention, the applicant, that means your name, nationality, then whether it is provisional or complete. So if 20% work is done, you can say that it is a provisional specification, and if 100%, that means after 80% of the work that's completed, then it will be the complete specifications. So in this way, the whether provisional or complete specification, that will help you for the form number 2. Now in description, you can start with the description, that is what is the actually you are working. That means suppose ventilator is there, then how it helps to the people in this pandemic situation. Then what is your claims? This is very important, what I have said. Even if some 2 people or 2 groups are making on the same ventilator, but their claims might be different. And finally the abstract and the signing of the people. So this is form number 2, which is related to the specification. Then form number 3, it is related to the statement and undertaking under section 8. So undertaking means that whatever may be the things invented that will be useful to the society, it is unique and it is non-obviousness. So all these things that must be mentioned here in the form number 3. Coming to form number 4. Sir, are the forms visible now?
Yes, yes, forms are visible.
Okay. So it's the form number 4. It is request for extension of time. So in a due course of time, if somebody is saying that in the form number 2 that I have with this provisional specification, if he has taken time period of 6 months, that he will say that after 6 months I will submit all the complete specification, but in due course of time, if he is unable to complete his complete patent or complete project, then he may request for the extension of time. So here he may request through form number 4 that though I have mentioned that I will complete this project within this much time period, but due to some unavoidable circumstances, I have to extend this time duration, and he can claim through the form number 4. Coming to form number 5. This is related to the declaration as inventorship. So whatever may be the applicants, they must be said that the applicants and inventors are same. So sometimes applicant may be different, inventor may be different. Suppose I am working with PRD, my director and his team are the inventor, and suppose I am working with the HR department or admin department, then I may become applicant on behalf of my organization, like that. So this might be the thing where you have to declare whether the inventor and applicants are same or different. Then coming to form number 6. It is for claim or request regarding change in applicant for the patent. So suppose initially we have started our work. I was working with UK Patil College of Engineering, and Nautar sir, Kale sir, and me, as well as suppose some students as well as some staff. They were working on one product. So if after a certain time period I left my job from that college and I joined another college, so that those people might say that there should be some change in the applicant. So Mr. Karanjule has left the institute, and we are excluding his name from this. So that must be in the form number next 6. Then form number 7. This is related to the notice of opposition. So suppose somebody has claimed that this ventilator is developed by me, but somebody is saying that no, it is developed by me. So the notice is given to the 2 parties, and it is related to the notice related to the things they are both are claiming for the same. So this is form number 7. Again, form number 7A is there, which is related to the representation for opposition. So suppose one person from UK Patil College of Engineering and one person from COP, they both are claiming for the same patent. Then for the representation of your UK Patil College of Engineering, suppose Wagmare sir is coming to the patent office, so he must be filled with the form number 7A. Then form number 8, request for claim regarding the mention of inventor such as a patent. So this is form number 8, where the request or claim is given for the patents. Then form number 9 is there. It is related to request for publication. So you have to publicly give the notice that this patent is filed by this, and instead of this, there is a one journal at patent office. Every 1st January of the new year, they publish all the abstracts of the patents, and then you can say that there are suppose opposition of the other parties by reading these abstracts. This is form number 9. Then next, form number 10. So it is for amendment of patent. So suppose we say that we started our work initially, but after a certain time period, you come to know that these things must be also added into that. So here the amendment in the patent can be done. So if we consider that ventilator is there. So after designing ventilator, you come to know that there must be some provision in that ventilator which can also check the blood pressure as well as body temperature, as well as there might be some provision for taking the test related to COVID-19. So these things can be also applied in our ventilator. That means these are the amendment of the patent. So that thing can be also done in your work, but it should be written in the form number 10, and they must be submitted to the patent office. Then form number 11, it is the application for direction of the control. So if you have any suggestions, if you have any directions that wanted to share with the patent office, that can be written in the form number 11. So in case of publication, Nautar sir might be knowing that the cover letter is given to the editor. So whatever may be things we have to share with the editor that has been written in the cover letter. Likewise, whatever may be the things we want to share with the controller office of the patents, then it will be through the form number 11. Then another form number 12 is there. So this is for the request for the grant of patent. So whenever maybe the examination is done, then you can apply through form number 12 for granting your patent. Form number 13, whenever they must be complete specification is in your hand, then this is form number 13. So here form number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 up to form number 30, there are all forms which are helpful during the patent journey. So from this application of your work to the patent office till the granting of your patent, there are 30 forms from number 1 to 30, and this journey takes in a this systematic way. Now very interesting is how much will be the fees required for the patent. So here you can see that in application form, suppose you are a single entity, then here the fees of 1600 rupees, that is natural person, is to be paid for online mode. So there are two modes for e-filing and physical filing. E-filing means online mode, and in physical filing 10% more fee will be there. So here is 1600, 10% more means 1750. Here is 4000 for the entity with natural person and startup. Your small organization is there, the fees will be 4000, and 10% more means 4400. Suppose other startup and big entities are there, then for the application fee will be 8000, and 10% more means for 8800. So initially the fee structure will be here in the form number 1, that is application form. Then after form submission, you have to submit your specification. So whenever the specification up to 30 pages, there will be, and 10 claims, there will be no any fee. But after that 30 pages, suppose you start adding your sequence of claims and your specification, then 160 rupees will be charged for that. Then this will be the fees for claiming for the specification. Then under section 8 for filing the statement, there will be no fee. Then suppose you come to know that after a certain time period your work is not over, so you will apply for the extension. So it will be 480 rupees for the extension. Then after extension, first extension, there might be work not over, then again second extension. So under second extension, the fee will be different. So in this way, there will be fees for different things. Now suppose opposition is there, and for that opposition, somebody is claiming for that. So 2400 rupees fees is there. So for both the parties, and they will have to come to the patent office, and they have to claim and prove how the patent owns to them. So original owner is there. Then these are the different fees. Now examination of application, 4000 rupees we have to pay for filing the form related to the exam of the patents. Then this is related to the request of converting patent into the independent patent. Then suppose a renewal we have to take, because suppose some time period they have given and you cannot complete the within time period, then you have to take a renewal. So after second year 800 rupees, after fourth year 800, after fifth year 800. So after complete 1 year you have to pay additional 800 rupees. So it process takes till the 19th year. So till 19th year your claim will be there, but every time you have to pay the different fees related to that patent. Then on notice of the opposition, once again 2400 just I mentioned. Then finally the application of revocation, there will be 2400 rupees. So in this way, the fees at every juncture as per the government rules you have to pay, and then your application will be finally granted. So this will be related to the patent office where the different fee structure is there. So these are the different references. And finally, every teacher once was a student, every winner once was a loser, every expert was beginner, but all of them have crossed a bridge known as learning. So this is also my learning, by which I have gone through all these things that I have shared with you. बिना प्रयास के कभी सफलता नहीं मिलती और सच्चा प्रयास कभी असफल नहीं होता. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And my dear friends, I would like to share that my students, those are from Government Polytechnic Ahmednagar, they were doing diploma, and in the second year they have started some work as a part of their third year project, and they have made one patent, and that patent has been granted. So this is the name of the grantee, MSBT, our board, Government Polytechnic Ahmednagar, our staff member, and these are the 4 students. They have invented, and see, the news has been published. हॅलो, हा लेक्चर मध्ये बोला ना. हा काय काय नाही 2006. हा हा नाही 2006 आहे. हा लेक्चर झाले होते खाली. हो. So this student has done work on the automated tapping machine, and finally he has given the patent from patent office. This patent has been granted. So let's see the students from Polytechnic also, they are also making a small things, and that things are also easily patentable. So any idea, anything that is in your mind, that can be also patented, and it can be easily made with the patent office. If you have any doubt, if you have any queries related to that, you can ask. So over to you. The forum is open for question answer session.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a great session. Whatever the things that you have shared, definitely it will be useful for faculties as well as for the students. Now I request all participants, if you are having any doubts, please you can ask.
Any doubts? This is a interactive session, so if you have any doubt, you can ask. If you have any doubt, you can contact me later on. But always remember that a small idea, it can make a revolutionary change. An idea can change your life like that. If you have any small idea, we can go for the patents also. And I know that if a patent is owned by somebody, it is really a feather to your cap, and that is very useful in case of interviews, whenever you go for abroad, whenever you go for higher education. That time, some extraordinary thing that is belonging to you have a really different weightage than other students. Either the session is too easy, or either the session is too over. असं काहीतरी असेल. No questions from participants. एक तर कळलेलं असेल खूप, नाही तर काहीच कळलेलं नसेल. वाघमारे सर.
Yes, sir.
काहीतरी क्वेश्चन व्हायला पाहिजे असं मला वाटतंय. My contact number is with Waghmare sir, Notar sir, or I can share the first slide, so you can contact me later on if you have doubts related to this. Display screen, नाही अजून?
नाही अजून नाही.
So you can mail me, you can contact me through phone.
I think no questions are there from participants. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll come to the conclusion then. So good morning to one and all. So respected Head of Department, Dr. K.B. Kale sir. Today's expert speaker, Dr. Dadasaheb Karunzule. Faculty colleagues and all dear participants. I sincerely thank Dr. Karunzule sir from Government Polytechnic Ahmednagar for delivering an expert talk and session on intellectual property rights, that is IPR. I'm confident that participants will definitely benefited from your session, which has covered almost all aspects of IPR, including methods of filing, examples of same, different forms and annexures required for filing. I'm also thankful to all faculty members who are directly, indirectly involved in organizing this webinar. Lastly, I'm thankful to all the participants of their patience hearing. Now there is one announcement for student participants. Feedback link has been posted in the chat box. So all participants are requested to fill the feedback link so as to receive e-certificate on your mail. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes, yes.